one half of the Central Empire Wrestling Tag Team Champions, Jared Thumb! The Central Empire Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, JT Energy! One half of the Central Empire Wrestling Tag Team Champions, Rapid Delivery, Rory Fox!
Hello everyone and welcome back to CEW PowerSlam. We're coming to you this season from the Zack's Flooring Arena in Wellman, Iowa. We'd like to thank Zack's Flooring for their continued support of Central Empire Wrestling.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Central Empire Wrestling PowerSlam. We are back for Season 2. Season 1 was such a success, we had to come back for another one. And it is my pleasure tonight to our first interview being one half of the Central Empire Wrestling Tag Team Champions, wrestling's original reality TV star and the MVP of Talkin' Shopomania, ladies and gentlemen, Rapid Delivery, Rory Fox!
About to make his way to the ring, one half of the CEW Tag Team Champions, Rapid Delivery, Rory Fox. Rory is sponsored this season by the Bell family from Wellman, Iowa, Brian Mad Dog Smith, Keokuk mayoral candidate Corey Samuels, Big Bad Brad Hafley, and lastly, Rory is sponsored in memory of Deputy Rainey. Before we go any further, let's take a look back at the Season 1 finale and how Rory Fox and Jared Thumb became CEW Tag Team Champions. Season 1 than with this huge moment right here in front of us.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, your new Central Empire Wrestling Tag Team Champions, Jared Thumb and Rapid Delivery, Rory Fox!
The following interview is sponsored by the Wood family, Heather, Shar, Destiny, Drew, and Liam.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Central Empire Wrestling PowerSlam. I'm here with wrestling's original reality TV star and most definitely hashtag your tag team champion, Rapid Delivery Rory Fox. How you doing today, champ?
Hey, I'm doing great, Jeff. It's great to be here.
Rory Fox with championship gold in Central Empire Wrestling. It just looks right. It just looks right, sir.
And it just feels so right.
So, last season, you and your protege, Jared Thumb, stepped into this ring and you guys won the Central Empire Wrestling Tag Team Championship. How does that feel to be champions with your young protege? What have you been teaching him along the way? I mean, it's got to be amazing, and it did such wonders for our last season. So how does it feel moving forward with Season 2?
I tell you what, I've won championships all over the Midwest and in Texas. Every championship, it feels great when you win. But this time around, becoming the Central Empire Wrestling Tag Team Champion with Jared, I mean, he's very young into his career. So I am just glad that I could help Jared become a CEW Tag Team Champion, because I believe it's just a stepping stone for him. You start your career in the tag teams, veteran wrestler with the younger, experienced talent. You win tag team gold, and eventually that will lead to singles championships. So I'm glad to be CEW Tag Team Champion with Jared Thumb, and it's just the beginning.
You started here back in 2016, and for better or worse, you have become a mainstay here. Everybody absolutely loves you. You become an absolute mainstay. Where do you see Central Empire Wrestling moving forward with you? What are your goals here? You've reached the championship. I know you're going to be defending that here when we get back going with season 2. But what are your goals? What is your personal goals moving forward as Central Empire Wrestling grows and grows like it has?
Yeah, it has been better for worse. I mean, the Central Empire Wrestling fans have seen the worst of me, and now they're seeing the best of me. But my goal in 2021 is I want to be the Central Empire Wrestling Heavyweight Champion.
Heavyweight champ. Oh, JT Energy, watch out. He's going to be looking for you, buddy. I mean, he's been on the roll lately. So what are your true feelings about JT Energy? I mean, whether you like it or not, the guy wins. I mean, he beat Hall of Famer Jerry Lawler. Who can say that? Who can say that? He's Memphis King of Wrestling. There's very few people that has that on their resume. He does. Going after JT Energy, whether you like it or not, is not going to be an easy task. So what's your game plan? What can you divulge to me? I know you can't give everything to the people. I mean, so what are you going to surprise them with?
Yeah, when JT Energy defeated one of my heroes of professional wrestling, Jerry the King Lawler, that just added this much more reason to kick his butt and take what he loves more than anything in his life besides himself, is that CEW Heavyweight Championship. And that's the thing, JT, he cuts corners, he gets help from anybody he can, which, I mean, you know, I know a little bit of something about that too. But I'm just not that guy now, and I hate seeing JT Energy represent CEW at this time. I have to do something about it.
He's got a mission, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, but not to say you haven't beaten some legends in your day, too. I mean, Bridge City Slam 2, you went up against the masterpiece, Chris Masters, and you won that match. I mean, that's no easy feat. The guy is jacked, and he's as good as it gets. So when Bridge City 3 comes along.
But let's talk about Bridge City Slam 2, though. Let's not go by that. Chris Masters had a long career in the WWE and is still out on the scene, and he's a great wrestler. And all the fans in attendance, and then the people at home could see from Tim Dye's photos, Chris Masters kicked my butt, but I did not quit. I would not surrender. I had 500, 600 people chanting, "Rory, Rory, Rory." And somehow, some way, I found a way to defeat the masterpiece.
And it was a fantastic match. Bridge City Slam 3. Who do you want to face?
I know a lot of people want this match. I definitely think around the country they want this match, and it's the match that I want. And that's you, Zack Ryder, a.k.a., well, now you're Matt Cardona. WWE superstar Zack Ryder, Matt Cardona. You embarrassed me 11 years ago, and now you're still bringing it up on Twitter, whatever social media he can. Guess what? You're not in the WWE anymore. They can't protect you. You've ran your mouth. You've laughed at me for years and years and years. And you may be popular all around the country. But it's a different world if you come to Central Empire Wrestling. Bridge City Slam 3, it's not all your major marks. You're coming to Fox Country. And that's going to even the odds. You can woo, woo, woo all you want. But when you come to CEW, you're in Rory Fox's world.
Rory Fox putting out the challenge to Matt Cardona. Tights on a pole match. First one to pull him down wins. How about that?
No.
Oh, no, never mind anyway.
Now,
But
this isn't fun and games. The Major Wrestling Figure Podcast, they laugh about me. Let's have a tuxedo match. You come to Iowa, it's going to be a fight, and there's not going to be a damn thing funny about it.
Rory Fox wanting to throw hands, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, so it's true. I mean, you've laid the challenge out to JT Energy, but you have a mean streak yourself. You have not always been the nicest guy,
Matt
okay?
Cardona will find out about that if he ever shows his face.
That's right. But you've gained the trust of the fans. The fans love you in Central Empire Wrestling, okay? I've always wanted to ask you this. I've never been able to. I want to ask you this right now. What changed? I mean, you were once the most hated person. I mean, you could not go into an arena without just array of boos in Central Empire Wrestling. And then it also, what changed? What made you want to become and strive to be one of the most popular figures in Central Empire Wrestling?
Jeff, it was so bad that as soon as I would pull in to the CEW events, they were already yelling at me outside. They were in line to get into the show. They were yelling hashtag not my champion. We'd get into the building, hashtag not my champion signs. I had one lady spit on me. I mean, they hated me so bad. And the fact that I have all their support now, I would have thought you were crazy 2 years ago when this all started. But really what happened was I had a match. Was it in Keokuk?
Yes, it was Keokuk.
At Man Country Mania?
Yeah.
I wrestled the legendary Barbarian. One half of the Powers of Pain. He was in the WWF, the NWA, WCW. I watched him at the Five Seasons Center when I was 12 years old. I watched him wrestle Demolition. And who knew one day I'd be standing across the ring from the Barbarian? Nobody in that building would have believed that.
Absolute legend.
And here we are, all these years later, I'm in the ring with him. And I watched the match. I let the fans get in my head. I was so busy yelling at all the fans, letting them know how disgusted I was of them, that I took my eye off the prize. I could have had a victory over one half of the legendary Powers of Pain, the Barbarian. I could have had a victory if I would have used my skills and used my brains and focused on the Barbarian. Instead, I worried about the fans. And that's when I knew I had enough of it. I need to focus on the wrestling and quit worrying about goofing off in the ring. And that's where I'm at now. I'm a tag team champion again because I'm following the rules. And I'm keeping an eye on my opponent. I'm not out there jacking around anymore. I'm out there to win.
You got focused, you got centered, and look, tag team gold with Jared Thumb, fantastic. And you know what? Something we haven't done in Central Empire Wrestling PowerSlam is some people tuning in we have a lot of fans who tune in for the first time, okay? We have a lot of regulars, but we have some people tune in the first time. I think we should introduce them into some of the past stuff that we have done, especially involved. So why don't we grab let's show that match, that very match you're speaking of. Let's show Rory Fox taking on the Barbarian from Man Country Mania. We're going to go to a commercial break, and then we're going to go ahead and do a watch along right here. It's going to be Rory Fox versus the Barbarian at Man Country Mania for you today, second season, Central Empire Wrestling PowerSlam. We'll be right back.
On behalf of everyone involved with CEW, thank you for supporting PowerSlam. Your feedback and interaction have been incredible. We can't wait to entertain you all once again in person. Until then, please consider making a donation to the CEW crew. Your donations will help make Season 3 possible. Donations can be made through PayPal and Venmo.